Disgusting! Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a Chucky makeup look from Child's Play. This is going to be a no latex, no special effects, just all you're gonna need is your basic makeup for this. We're gonna put my hair away because I don't need it in my face. You're gonna start with a washed and moisturized face. You want your skin to have a very good base so that way your makeup comes out very smooth and nice underneath. I initially tried for the scars to use a glue method, just a regular craft glue, and then you'd paint it onto your skin with a paintbrush. And I don't know if it was the kind that I had or what, but it didn't want to adhere to my skin. That's not going to work. So we're gonna go to plan 2. If you are going to wear contacts for your cosplay, you always need to put your contacts in first because you do not want to get that makeup underneath of your contact. We are starting off with primer. I have a nice putty primer. That is my favorite type of primer to use because I really want it to smooth out my skin and it helps keep your makeup adhered to your skin. I always just apply it with my fingers. My hands are always clean when I'm doing makeup, and I just find that that's the easiest way to do it. I know that some people say that you should start with your T-zone and then work out. What your T-zone is your eyes and nose bridge, but I just put it on wherever, and I put it on my whole face and then down over my jawline as well because I do also put makeup on my jawline. Now you're gonna take your makeup sponge and get it wet because otherwise it'll just soak up all of your product. I like to put my foundation directly onto the back of my hand because then it warms it up so it spreads nicely across your skin because you don't want just like a cold foundation to go onto your skin. If you see me talking, it is because Cole's Cosplay arrived at my house and sat across from me, and so if you see me talking, don't worry about it. I started my foundation on the apples of my cheeks, and then I always start with my eyes first. That's just the way that I do it, and I know you're supposed to start with the center of your face and move outwards, but I always kind of starts with my eyes and then move outwards, mostly because my nose doesn't like to take foundation very well, and I do foundation for the entirety of my face, as well as along my jawline and down my neck, so that way all of the color blends nicely together. I also did a little bit of color correcting with a concealer just around my eyes because they're kind of a little sunken between my nose bridge, and I just wanted to get rid of that "I haven't slept very well" color out of my eye. And then I also did around my mouth because I don't know, I just like it. I don't know. It's color correcting. That's all I'm doing. I'm just making it, I don't know what to say, guys. Anyway, sorry for the crash out. Then I just blend it all away into the foundation. I am so good at this. And now it is time for powder foundation. I like to use powder foundation to set my foundation, like my liquid foundation, because it gives it a really frosted over isn't, I guess, the best word to use for it. I mean, like that blurred effect. It makes your skin look so smooth and so flawless on camera without even having to use any sort of filters or anything. And so I usually just put that all over my face and just set my foundation that way. Now we're moving on to contour, which is another e.l.f. product, and I realized there was a bunch of e.l.f. related controversy recently, and I don't remember what it was about, so don't ask me. I think there was something to do with some comedian. Anyways, I have a lot of e.l.f. products because I bought them years ago, so I don't know. If you can sue me, I guess, if you want, but it's fine. Anyways, I contoured my jaw next to my eyes, along the top of my forehead and down the bridge of my nose, and then also on my cheekbones, like in the hollows of my cheekbones. I realize he's like a round-faced doll, but sometimes you just have to serve, you know? Sometimes you just have to serve, and that's what I'm doing. I decided to make Hot Chucky. I'm sorry, guys. Anywho, we are now moving on to eyebrows. I'm using, again, a really old e.l.f. palette. You can tell which colors I like to use. We're using an angled eyebrow brush, and we're just gonna fill in my eyebrows because he's a doll and he's got thick eyebrows, so just fill them in. They're the kind of, he has like straighter, thick eyebrows, so just go for whatever feels right. Also, I forgot to mention that the eyeshadow color I'm using matches my wig.
I really didn't want to see and rip the armholes, so I tried just doing the
And now we are doing the eye makeup. I'm kind of just doing whatever I want here because I know that he has kind of the way that I'm gonna do the scars later and stuff. He has the one eye that's all like red and then he has the other eye that's kind of normal. And so I just wanted to do like a really orangey sort of eye for both of them, and then I make the other eye a little more red. That was just kind of how I felt was gonna be fun to do. It is what it is. I was not really going with anything in particular here. I just kind of wanted to make something that looked a little more deep set while being bright because he is supposed to be a doll. So yeah, that was the idea with this makeup for the eye. Now I'm going in with my NYX palette because it is the only palette I own that has any kind of red shades. And I go in, and this is how I'm going to do the scars. I was a little worried that it wouldn't work, but it actually works. So I started with a burnt orangey red, and I used that to draw on the first line. And then I darkened it with a brown and another darker red. And then for the stitches, I did a black, and then I underlined the black in a red. And then I went in and would just go in and do all the lines, and it took a little while to get everything to look good, but that was the color combination that worked best, I think. And it means you don't really need anything too fancy to do the scars like that. So I will let you watch me do this now that I have kind of explained what it is that I did. Overall, doing the stitch and scar portion of this only took me about 8 minutes to do. Now I'm going to take this well-loved brown eyeliner pencil, and I'm just going to tightline my waterline. That is the words I'm trying to say. I'm gonna tightline my waterline just to kind of bring out my eye shape without having to really do a bold eyeliner on the top. And then I'm going to take a brown eyeliner, and I'm just going to give myself the tiniest little puppy dog wing. Just a little bit to kind of accentuate my eyes a little bit. And I'm going to take that same liquid brown eyeliner, and I'm going to just do the tiniest line across the top of my lashes, and I'm going to buff it out with my finger. I also went over the liquid brown eyeliner with a liquid black eyeliner and smudged that out a little bit more. You could do this with a pencil liner. I just prefer the precision of a liquid felt tipped eyeliner. That's just what I like to use. You can use whatever you want. And I finished that off with a light dusting of brown eyeshadow, just to kind of buff things out and kind of make it look a little messy. And then I use an orangey lip tint to define the inside of my lips. So just the closest part of like the seam of my lip, and then a little bit of the Cupid's bow. And I just wanted to give my lip just that little bit of definition. And then because I was a little silly, I forgot to put on mascara when I was finishing my eye look. So I go ahead and put on some brown mascara so that way it doesn't make my eyelashes look too insane and too noticeable, but just enough, because he doesn't really have eyelashes from what I've seen of the doll, but I wanted them because I wanted to be pretty. Hello, Cole. Anyways, now I'm going to use this e.l.f. setting spray. It's like a fine mist, and I really like this one, unfortunately. Anyways, I'm going to set my entire face with this setting spray, and then I'm gonna take a fan, I'm gonna wait till it dries, and then I do a second coat because I really don't want it to move. That's what I would do if I was like out at a con or whatever, or out doing something for a long period of time. I really didn't need to do this intense of a step, but alas, I did it anyways, because I was only in this makeup for like 2 hours, but it is what it is. I didn't want it moving. I couldn't find the original wig that I was looking for. It was a little longer and less curly and a little more shaggy, but this one ends up working just fine. It is a Hansel in Auburn, I believe, from Arta Wigs. It's one of my favorite wigs. I have owned this wig for so long and used it for so many different cosplays. It's so versatile. Incredibly worth your money. There's a reason why they're always out of stock, that particular brand of wig, because it is actually magic. But if you are planning to do this cosplay for Halloween, you are not going to be able to get this wig in time, especially if you live outside of the United States. Any sort of orangey wig will work. Don't get the really shitty Spirit Halloween or Party City ones, because those are just a horrible wig to work with. Go into Amazon. There's a lot of cheap wig options there that are going to look a lot better than the really, really like party store wig. So yeah, do yourself a favor. Also, a wig net is your friend. If your hair is any longer than bald, you need a wig net. It is going to keep your hair nice and flat and clean and organized underneath of your wig, and that is going to make you feel better on your big Halloween night or wherever you are ending up doing whatever it is. And if you want to know more about wig nets and wig grips and wigs and how to put on wigs and everything like that, I do have a video on my YouTube channel that you can find that talks about that. But I think we're all tired of hearing my voice, and I'm tired of speaking, so let's go to the weird little reveal montage. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And then also like and subscribe. Introduce yourself.
I'm Cole's Cosplay. I don't have a lot on YouTube, but
You do!
I do have some stuff.
You need to go yell at them to like actually like post the things you film. The vlogs.
The vlogs that I start and then never finish.
Maybe I'll do it for tomorrow.
Yeah. No, actually, because like I can also take videos.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But I have Instagram and TikTok under the same name.
I'll put all that on screen or down below. You know how it goes. We did film TikTok, so be proud of us. Actually made Halloween content, lads.
I can't remember the last time I actually made TikTok, so that's besides like a transition video.
Yeah. Like the last time I actually sat down and like made TikToks was probably. Oh, it was probably when I did Baby for like
yeah, you did do Baby.
Yeah, that was fun.
Your baby was cute.
It was so cute. I really liked it. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. Like the video if you liked it. If you didn't, tell me in the comments because it's an engagement. So tell me.
Any posted it.
That's it. That's the video, folks. Subscribe if you want to see more of this. I don't know who's out there wanting more of this, but if it's you, sauce me a follow. Sauce me a follow? Sauce me a follow!
Sauce me a follow as well, please.
Goodbye!